Hello everyone and welcome back to Victoria 3. Welcome back to 1838 as we are finishing the next colonial settlements towards the west. As we can see, boom, there it happened, and we get just a tiny bit of land further for us. This is the mechanic that is working kind of like automatically in the background, right? This colonization. And of course, it is automatically also creating tension that we need to counter as well at some point once more. We've just defeated the Native Americans here in South Dakota. It's now, they've moved to the Indian territory, which is really growing in size there by 1% per year right now. And in that case, this is now ours as well. It is though a country full of turmoil. So turmoil is a mechanic that is adding quite a few penalties to your state. First of all, we get the 75% negative migration attraction penalty, and we also get plus 50% tax waste. So lots of taxes are being lost in this state right now. But let's face it, it is a very, very poor state anyway. So impoverished actually. If we look out there on the map, right, we can also see the standard of living throughout the states, and this is really a poor area. So for now, I'm not worrying too much about losing taxes, rather about the devastation that will, of course, go down again as time passes. But for now, these are just territories that we have, but for developing then, it's going to take more time. Now, the next colonial settlements have then started over there. I would like to check my constructions. So with the completion of more iron mines, we are really having a very good balance here. As we can see, it's really, really skyrocketing. It was so important to get the iron in. And then the tool workshop that we're having in Chicago, this tiny town there for now. Not much to see for now, but of course Chicago is going to boom at some point. Now, we are also still in the middle of the slavery debate. This is a pretty tricky one. So first of all, of course, we need to abolish slavery. So slavery ban must be true. It will also fail if we have a civil war against the Southern planters. Now, if completed, this will end the Missouri Compromise that gives 25% to the political strength to the Southern planters. So these factions will be minor powers once slavery is gone, right? But until then, they're pretty strong. Now, if I would enact my slavery now, so we have the legacy slavery still, right? Which is actually not really wanted anymore in my country. Most of my people want now the slavery banned. We can do this because we have Andrew Jackson who wants to ban slavery at this point. And as we also can see, a lot of factions would endorse it. We would get a lot of bonuses because all of these factions will move to the next level and give us all these traits they have, right? Especially also the trade unions here will switch to 9. So we really want that. However, the Southern planters will still not like it, and they will actually radicalize. Why is that? First of all, because we are not really on good terms with them already. So we are already negative with them. We could, for example, pass a law they like to boost us with them a bit, so they will not get so negative. On the other hand, we get John Calhoun, and this guy is really, really radical, right? So this guy here is a slaver. He wants to fight it to the death, and he's a bigoted. So he's bigoted. In that case here is known for their prejudiced views. He's not going to give up. He definitely wants to go to war with us. So we have a few options with him. Either we wait until he dies because he's already 56 years old. That means he probably is not going to live that long anymore. On the other hand, looking at my president, Henry Clay, he's 61. If he dies, well, then things could change again. It's a risky business because either way, it could change. We could also pass a law the Southern planters like. I do have a problem though. There is not a single law that they would like. Probably not even the no colonial affairs. Nothing really is wanted by them. So this makes it, of course, way harder. We could, for example, increase our law enforcement further. So the effect on radicalization based on the standard of living is further decreased. And I'm actually inclined to go with this. So let's start this level. We still have 178 bureaucracy left. It should be fine to get this one up there. This will further reduce or lower the amount of radicalization in my country. Now, since we are positive on the balance again with some construction materials coming in, I would like to continue boosting my construction sector. Once again, this will be very expensive, of course, but it is required if we want to continue down the road there. So let's just check it out again, where we do have some good infrastructure. Mississippi, for example, has 25 infrastructure. Let's go ahead and place a construction area there. We could have a second one. Yep, let's go with the second one. Wisconsin has 17 infrastructure. Let's go ahead and have also one over there. So that's 2 more construction sectors coming up. Because don't forget, the more construction sectors we have, the faster we can construct buildings, the faster we can develop our economy. And this is exactly what we want now to achieve. One thing though is for sure, they're losing power right now, the southern planters, because we're suppressing them. They're down to 17% now. That also means their political power is going down, and with that they might also not be so strong in a direct confrontation. Pacifists led by Henry Clay are protesting against the weapons manufacturing in Virginia. Ooh, why is that? Halt the production, significantly reduce it, and we shall not be shamed for our good craftsmanship. This will, the intelligentsia will not like this. We're at 7 with them. If I go with that, we will lose another trade from them, which is what exactly? Can't remember it anymore. Intelligentsia, we would lose the 20% cost reduction for society technology. It's significant. -1 would be fine, but we would have a 50% for how long? 5 years. Let's go for the middle ground here. 5 years is fine, and we still keep that trade here active, because I really like it for my researching. Alright, more people are being moved to the Indian Territory. I'm not going to help them out with my money. And bleeding Iowa, abolitionists and proponents of slavery have been pouring into Iowa, hoping to shape the territory's government to their liking. Paramilitary groups have begun committing acts of violence against each other and civilians. Holy cow! Small number of slaves will move to Iowa, and border ruffians cannot dictate law. Iowa must be a free state. Let's go ahead with this. Just have a look. So that's happening over here. Yeah, there's no turmoil over here, right? So it should be fine in Iowa. And by the way, another thing, yep, incorporation is working here now. Very good. Wisconsin, let's also start incorporating Wisconsin. This cost me a bit of bureaucracy, but as we know, it will then make this one a fully fledged out state for us, right? Because right now, these are unincorporated states. Also for Florida, where we already have some stuff. And also we have a sulfur mine output in Florida. This is interesting. However, the strongest forces in Florida and the southern area in general are the southern planters. By incorporating these, they would gain political power, right? So I'm not doing this. So political factions in a state that is incorporated have more power than an unincorporated state. So I'm going to leave them there for now until we have solved the slavery problem. Okay, actually there is an opportunity here for the southern planters. So we are at 0 with them now, right? They're still losing power, but however, it's still too high. So I would like to enact a law that they would like, and they would like to go for the censorship. So this one would bring me around 5 happiness for the southern planters. So they would be at +5, and then with the slavery abolished, it's -15. It would go to -15, and in that case, probably not really likely that they really go to revolution with us. The only ones that don't like it is the intelligentsia and the trade unions. Trade unions are marginalized at the moment, so I don't care about them. But the intelligentsia, they would like us less, and we would lose the 20% cost reduction for society tax, right? But only until we have the new law again. Let's just quickly check out the laws where it is. So that's the free speech, right? So we have the right to assembly right now. Protected speech would be the best one out of them. And censorship is kind of like with the right of the assembly, the middle ground, but censorship moves more towards, well, censorship, that is. We would do get more authority, that is 50 more than right now. And bolstering and suppression are more active, or more have bonuses, right? So -40 suppression impact on interest groups. Here it's -30, so we do lose a bit of strength there in reducing the strength of a power. However, I think for a temporary law, it's fine. We are definitely going back to the other laws again, but I think it's good. Let's go ahead with this. The southern planters will like it, and that is pretty important for now. So I'm going to give them something in order to be able to take something away from them, and that is the slavery. 50% would endorse it right now. This is pretty high, and as we can see, we do have high chances that this will actually get enacted in the foreseeable future. So this is running now a bit, and we'll just see how it turns out then. Also, the political movement of the restore the local police forces ended, has been disbanded by the Southern Planters, because I think now with the new law, they're happy, right? And if they're happy, they don't really make that many demands. So we still need to push this law here through. We do get, however, the 10% influence increase, because we have now the bonus from the Southern Planters. Of course, I'm still going to continue suppressing them. 8,000, the new construction sectors are active, so 64 is our capacity now for construction. And as we can see, there is now 4 constructions at the same time that can be managed. So the steel mill, coal mines, and then also, of course, my tooling workshop. And this is really important, the tooling workshop, that we get this one cracking. Let's check the market out there real quick. The tools is really negative there. What is not so negative though is the iron now, and I think steel is looking good too. Yes, steel. So we can go with a second tool shop. We do need that. Not in New York though. In Illinois we're already going with one, right? And in Michigan we can also start a one. So Michigan and Illinois, this is where we are going to have some good iron production. And in Pittsburgh, we already have a steel mill, right? But this one here is lacking some workforce. So it's going to take a while before this one really works. That means that, you know, they lack workforce right now. So there is no unemployment. Oh, actually, there is an unemployment of 1,300. Who is unemployed? So mechanists primarily. They're already moving away to other countries where they have, or other states where they have more job opportunities. We're finishing 2 coal mines in Pittsburgh, in Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania, so that should be fine. And we could also upgrade that steel mill here. Now let's keep it for now. I think let's keep it for now. All right, production wise, coal mine, tooling workshop. I really am looking forward to this. It's still the expensive tools, of course. And there it is active now in Illinois, right? It still needs some people before it can start produce something. And this is also a good opportunity of just quickly having a look at my production per building. So right now, as we can see, there's some vacancies. So they're moving in now. And in that case here, they will consume then more of these goods here to produce these goods here. They will also create 20 urbanization when the building works. And this is pretty important because this will create urban centers then in the state itself. It will also make a surplus here right now. So this building is producing a profit. So it has a profit, a good one, because the price of tools is really high. And this will also then fill up its cash reserves. And the higher the cash reserves also, the more likely it is for this building here to expand. With another tool workshop working, as we can see, the balance once again is going crazy up. That is very good for us. This makes it possible to not only build, let's actually build a 3rd tool shop because I'm greedy and I want not only the profit from that, but I also want the tools. Wait a second, Minnesota over there would have a very good profit based on everything because the wages are very low in this area. Yep. Wisconsin, but do we have Minnesota? Is that an incorporated? No, it's unincorporated at the moment. So I rather will not do this, but infrastructure would be good. That is the decision you have to make then. I definitely don't want to focus too much on a few states, right? We want to get a broad economy up. So Wisconsin's, Connecticut also has a good one. Michigan has, yeah, let's go. Let's have actually a second one in Michigan. And Michigan, of course, will need workforce, right? So they're going crazy with open jobs then. With the additional workshops then here. So we could enact something for Michigan, for example, and that is one of the specialties that we can have a decreed. And for example, we could then have the greener grass campaign. So this one is issuing the greener grass campaign, and with that we get a 50% migration attraction for Michigan. And this would lead to a, of course, thriving population. And let's do this. It's only going to take 7 more weeks only for this one here to be incorporated, and then it will be even better than for getting its political powers and its taxation especially. France proposes a trade agreement. I'm still very unsecure about trade agreements, to be honest. It will make it very easy to trade with France, but it will also be very easy for them to trade with us. There would be no tariffs applied anymore, and I rather would like to have a protected economy for now. So I would rather focus on my own economy before I focus on someone else's, and a trade agreement would, you know, negate the tariffs, and my protected goods like tools and steel would basically be open to them, and I don't want that right now, because I'm pretty sure that's what they're after. Now, the censorship is also coming along. 12 more days before we see the first step here working. 3 more weeks for that. Let's go with another iron mine then in Michigan as well. We're really boosting Michigan there right now. And it still lacks workforce for the steel mill. So hopefully with the immigration traction, it could work out. And what we could also do here is a government administration. This will not only increase its infrastructure, its taxation capacity, but also our bureaucratic power. Oh! Claiming that the enactment of censorship would affect the country's Afro-American inhabitants in a disproportionately negative way, Afro-American firebrands have riled their communities against the current law proposal. Alright, and their thoughts concern us how? Force the issue through is actually my favorite one here, because it only gives a plus 5% radicalization to Afro-Americans in South Carolina, makes some token amends, gives them plus 2, and this one here actually gives me a reduced chance, so let's go with that. I don't really care about Afro-Americans in Southern California or South Carolina right now, I'm sorry, but that's how it is, right? We're in 1839, so we can do this, it's totally valid, and we don't have such a strong Afro-American culture there anyway. It's 334,000 people. That is okay in a population of 16 million. If some of them radicalize, it's okay for us. I'd rather take the chances on the censorship. Now another thing, we're in the age of colonization. I would like to take more land, right? Because right now we have still available territory here that neither Canada nor Mexico has for themselves, so we can do this without a war really. For example, colonize Oklahoma down here would get me in the Comanche area, so in this one there, which is part of the whole of Oklahoma, and also the Indian territory would suffer because of that, but that is fine for us. So let's start colonization here. Next up would be up here it's possible, right? So in these territories there, since we also have an interest there, I can start doing colonization for this one. I think that's it though, right? And colonize Texas, we can also start doing this down here, at least here. That's the territory that we're speaking about, not this one. This is Mexican terrain, so I cannot do anything there. The same goes up here, right? So we have these local regions there that are in bigger states. So whatever doesn't belong to Canada yet, we can take ourselves. By the way, Canada is called the Hudson Bay Company at this point. So they're in the British market. They don't care for us right now. Nor do we. It's not Canada yet. It's the Hudson Bay Company. And as we can see, the next colony is already coming along then. Very good. And we've taken some tiny territory there again. Of course, they don't like this at all. They're already pretty angry towards us, but they only have 1 battalion. They cannot really do anything other than watch. Alright, lots of construction has been finished. Some coal mines and tooling workshops are coming along now. I should definitely look at my grain farms again, but you know, grain farm is really just making the status quo better. I would like to make the future better, and we do need more steel for that, especially the tools. But yeah, because we do need it, let's just go ahead and have some grain farms. In Montana, we could do this for a profit even. But I'd rather look at productivity. And in Massachusetts, we would have some good productivity for grain farms. So I'm going ahead and build me 2 more. By the way, about my grain farms, my wheat farms, we do have the soil enrichment farming right now. And we have enough fertilizers, alright. And when it comes to that, right, there's something we can do here actually. Right now we have the citrus orchards available, right? So they're producing everything basically right now. And the problem is we have enough sugar, we have enough fruits, we have enough wine, but we don't have enough grain. If I go back to maintain the single crop plantation, we would get 240 more grain out of them, but reduce production of all the other things. But the other things don't really matter for us that much. Let's go for maintaining the single crop. And this gives me a nice boost now to my grain input. We could also enact the harvest tools here at some point. And the maize farms What are they working? They're working in a mixed one right now. No, here I will keep the mixed one active because the other ones are too important to us. This would solve the grain problem though. Oh, fertilizers. We do have them, right? This would give me 1000 grain in addition if I activate the fertilizers. That would be a very good one, though we don't have that many fertilizers, but I could easily boost it with my livestocks. One of them would be to actually enable the intensive grazing ranch for my livestock ranches. This gives me more fabric and fertilization, right? Fabric we need and fertilizers we do need, so let's activate this one. It does, of course, increase also our grain consumption. Now we do have though the soil enrichment farming because I have more fertilizers now. I can enable this one here and get 1000 grain in addition. And with that, boom, the grain problem is completely gone for now. So now we have a huge grain surplus. It's the highest one on my market, and this will drop the price significantly and make people, of course, happier because of that. Also, what I don't need now is these wheat farms here. With that, we solved the simple problem. The only thing that I would need is a few more livestock ranches, most likely. In Michigan, we have plenty of space here for that and a high productivity. So let's go ahead and get us 2 livestock ranches up there to counter the fertilization costs there, just a tiny bit. The fugitive slave, a slave belonging, to John Calhoun. We know this guy. He's the radical leader of the slavers, has escaped his estate and fled to a northern free state. Calhoun has demanded his return, but abolitionists are calling for his demand to be ignored. We could boost our reputation with the southern planters, but I'm not doing this, of course. This is a problem because we just enacted a law, or we are in the process of enacting a law that the southerners like, and now we have to make a decision that the southerners don't like. So I do need to do this though. Shellgun has been unlocked. We got a new weapon, which will boost my artillery output. Sorry, yeah, I have to decide like this because it will make everyone happy except the southerners, and we do also get some bonuses out of this one here. For the patriotic fervor, for example, a 15 offensive bonus and 15 defensive bonus. That is new, and that is really good for us. The southern planters are at +3 only now. Yeah, what can I do about it? Nothing. Fieldworks has also been researched now. So as I said earlier, right, we do have passive research and we have active research. This was the active one. This gives me a 10% army defense boost right away that I would like to get. As we can see, the Basma process here, for example, is going to be finished now in 7 days research passively. So this, we don't even need to focus on that for now. And there it is, unlocked already, the Basma process for the steel mill. So a bit more coal and iron consumption leads to a higher steel output. That is actually pretty good. And we also get the reinforced concrete tack and the open hearth tack. But these are things that are going to take a long time. I would like to go for the cannery for now. The cannery is unlocking then a new work mode or production mode that pushes my grocery output, and groceries are also very important for a bit more iron consumption and a bit more fish consumption. Since we have that, this is an easy boost to my grocery. And let's just go ahead and also check it out for the steel now, what we've just got, right? So there it is, the Basma process in the steel mills area. And this one here we could now easily activate, right? We have an iron surplus of 100, and this one gives me a 100 steel output. And steel means tools later down the road. Also, we get an increased employment for engineers and mechanists, and these are very good for trade unions, bourgeoisie, so they will especially boost the trade unions, right? Laborers is getting decreased, and this will not be very good for the rural folk. So this is also something we should consider in the future. Employment, right? So if I have a lower employment of slaves, this makes lower income people, that will also make the southern planters weaker. So in that case here, for example, we do have slaves here and laborers. We would need, if we use tools, so 12 tools more, actually not that much, we would decrease the employment of 6,000 slaves or laborers by that. So this could be very good for us. I would just check it out. No, that's fine though. And the southern planters that we have right now. Oh, wait a second. Are they not liking it anymore? Yes, they still like it, okay. The coal mines in Pittsburgh have expanded. We can see that here, so there's more coal mines popping up. By the way, has Chicago developed? Yeah, Chicago is getting bigger. As we can see, there's some work for some manufacturing here now, right? Since we have finished the tool workshop. I think one of them is the tool workshop that is producing now with a very high profit. And since we have now more steel, Right, so 56 on the balance. I would like to boost my tool workshop by 1 more. So we are going to increase that here in Chicago, Illinois. And at the same time, we also should look out for a bit more wood, because the wood consumption goes up with more of my tool workshops. Let's see where we do get a nice profit out of that. Wisconsin's there once again. Minnesota, Michigan. There's no productivity boost anywhere, right? So let's go with Wisconsin's. I think Wisconsin's, yeah, also has the Great Lakes, so a very high infrastructure bonus there. And is getting incorporated in 8 months. So we will profit from the increased taxes. Alright, the next step for the enacting censorship. John Calhoun, leader of the Southern Planters, delivered a fiery speech advocating for the enactment of censorship. Oh, and the labor movement has also been unlocked. Minimum expected standard of living from literacy, max workplace safety, institutional investment. Oh, this is pretty good, as it will boost our population growth, increasing the workplace safety, that is. And it will also lead to new laws here, especially regarding children's rights. Very good. Yep. Actually, there was just a very positive event here, so 15% enactment chance for the censorship. This will lead to a definitive success now. So there's probably nothing in the way anymore for this. And once this is done, we can finally work on that anti-slavery, abolishing slavery. And I just hope that we can achieve this. Stay tuned. Oh yeah, I can achieve this without any bloodshed, but we'll just see.